Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Bosses Only, the video series where we look at just the bosses from a dungeon, because you're not stuck on trash, you're stuck on bosses. From the Fallen Banners DLC, this is Exiled Redoubt, and the first boss we'll be facing in here is a secret boss. When you get to this area of the map, you'll see this entrance to the sewer pit. Go in to find yourself face to face with secret boss number 1, guard Captain Paratius. So, usual stuff with these kind of bosses: tank taunt him, turn him away from the group. He's got a shield throw, which is exactly the same as the shield throw mechanic the final boss in 𝕊𝕌𝔹𝕊ℂ𝐿 Citadel does, so you've seen this a million times, there it is. He's also going to summon some little magicians and archers that shoot at you. You can chain them over or just shoot them, whatever, they don't do a whole lot of damage. He's also going to throw this poo circle on the floor, you can see it back there, and if you stand in it you'll get a skeleton hand hold you still while you take a little bit of damage. You can just roll out of that, and when you get him about halfway down, he's going to spawn a couple of big beefy skeletons in dresses that will shoot a laser beam at him that puts a shield on him, and he won't take any damage while they're alive, so you'll have to kill them both. And he's going to do this again a little bit above a quarter health, except there'll be 3, so keep an eye out for those. Meanwhile, it's just as tank and spank as it gets. Keep chaining ads over, stay out of that poo circle for the skeleton hand, watch out for the shield throw, and just keep whacking damage onto the boss. He's about to summon those last 3 protecting men. You'll see them come up in a second, and then here they are. They start shooting a laser beam at the boss. He won't take damage while that's active. You'll have to kill each of these 3 blokes that's firing a laser beam at him. And even though you've got to kill all 3 of those, you're still going to be subject to all the other mechanics you just saw there. He still does the shield throw, the ads are still doing volley, the conal arrow spray attack, and all the other things. So just be careful, watch your footing, watch what's coming at you, take out those 3 laser beam blokes, and then the boss will once again be damageable, and you can finish him off. And of course, don't forget that poo circle that's there on the left, you don't want to go in that either. And with him dead, you get your first buff, Bodyguard's Protection. Every 10 minutes you'll be saved from death, so it's a nice little get out of jail free card. Moving on, let's turn on the hard mode for main boss number 1, Executioner Jerensi. So, what does this bloke do? Quite a lot of stuff, and it's quite painful, but I'm going to explain it, so here we go. Tank, taunt him, turn him away from the group. Very important, tank, that you watch out for the huge cone that the boss will do on the floor. A huge whoosh of damage comes out and it can absolutely obliterate your health. Here's me taking that hit and look at my health. But this was our first time in here and we didn't know yet. Now, the boss will charge away randomly and you'll see these huge squares that telegraph spikes are going to come up out of the floor. You want to ideally not be in them. Also, when you see this big circle appearing around you, everybody that has it needs to spread out separately and let this swirly tornado of poo land where it may, as long as you're not overlapping with each other and getting each other killed. Now, at about a quarter health, he's going to charge away no matter what, and you'll want to watch out for the spikes. We found in later runs the best thing to do is whenever the boss charges away, everybody run right up to him and stack at him, because the spikes will never appear under the square the boss is standing in. So, as soon as you see the boss charge away, everybody run to him. Wait for his big circle to expand, then get away from him, and that way you'll avoid all the spikes. Now, the first time he goes invincible, he's going to spawn 2 ads. Watch out for their attacks and get them killed as quickly as possible, because while they are alive, the boss will be invincible. But the moment you defeat the ads and he becomes damageable again, he's going to pick a random person, and they're going to get a big yellow circle on them. Here it is on cat. Everybody has to stack inside this circle, because the boss will slam over to that person and instantly kill them. This way, nobody dies. Everybody stack when there's a yellow circle. And this just repeats. Tank, watch out for that huge cone because it'll do a lot of damage. Watch out for his swinging weapon attack as well. Just block and it won't be so bad. Watch out for these squares that telegraph where spikes are going to come up out of the floor, and don't be in them. When everybody gets this big poo circle, spread out so that you're not overlapping with another player. Let them land where they may and don't be in them. And that is basically it on a repeat. When you get him down to about half of his health, the same thing is going to happen. The boss is going to jump away somewhere, so everybody run to him. That way you won't be in any of the squares that have spikes, and again he's going to become invincible. This time he's going to spawn 3 ads, so watch out for the conal attack that one of them does. The other ones that channel and shoot poo at you, watch out for them and interrupt them if you can. But again, the most important thing is to just get them killed as quickly as you possibly can, because as long as they are alive, the boss will be invincible and channeling in that poo circle throwing poo. Again, you got to keep an eye out for the spikes. A simple dodge roll usually will save you, but if you're still in the circle at the end, you might still take some damage, and it does leave a dot on you, which is pretty terrible. So just be careful and try to stay out of those spike traps. We've almost got that last ad, and then the boss will become damageable again. And once again, we've got the execute mechanic. Everybody get in the yellow circle and nobody dies. It's as simple as that. Just make sure you aren't too far spread out. But again, when those different individual poo circles are on everybody, you do want to spread out because you don't want to be overlapping and killing each other with those. Once you get the boss down to around about a quarter of his health, he's going to charge away for the final time, become invincible, and this time there will be 4 adds that we'll need to take out, and it gets a little bit more difficult at that point because there are so many of them and they're all attacking you all at once. Here we go. And so same thing again. Just focus on these 4 adds, make sure that they are taken out, interrupt the one that channels, and stay out of the cones from the other one. Tank, try not to steer them toward the group because they do kind of swing willy-nilly in all directions. And yeah, until the adds are dead, I mean, there's nothing else to say, so I'll just chill out here with you. How are you doing? Are you having a good day? I hope you are. Oh, well, the mechanic's over, the boss is back, we've avoided the execute once again, and now it's just the same. Watch out for the squares that telegraph where spikes are going to come up out of the floor. Tank, watch out for that gigantic cone attack. That's me, the tank, in this video, and as you can see, I took the hit basically every time and somehow survived. But you may not be that lucky. It depends on how good your heals are. It's really bad to get hit by that. Don't be me. Don't get hit by that. Avoid it. It is as easy as just dodge roll out of the way as soon as you see the big cone, and it looks like I failed to do that every single time. But not to worry, he is now dead, which is fabulous. Loot your lockpicks, and we'll move on to the second secret boss. When you get to this area of the map, the entrance is right here. Head into the soldier's stash. Now, when you get in here, you're going to have to interact with all these floating ghostly objects until he spawns. This is secret boss number 2, Docent Domitius, and he is a big spooky ghost who shoots you with lightning. He puts poo circles all over the floor and he throws furniture at you. Here's a poo circle right now. So you've seen this before with other Wraith type bosses. The first one that springs to mind is the first boss of Shipwright's Regret, so you know you do not want to be in that smoky circle of poo because it'll hurt a lot. Now you see the little icon that was above Cat's head there and she had to dodge roll out of the way. Whenever you have that little icon above your head, you'll know that a piece of furniture is being thrown at you and you'll have to quickly dodge out of the way. There's also these ice circles and all of these descending magical books and things that come at you, so watch out for that. Don't touch any of it. It's basically just a game of avoid the circles and shoot the boss, and eventually you'll win. It's relatively tank and spank. You just can't stay still for too long because he continually lays these giant poo circles, so you'll have to keep moving him around so that there's clear safe space for everybody else to stand, and keep whittling him down. Dodge any furniture that he throws at you. Keep your eye out for these books that are swirling around and don't get knocked by them, and you'll win. It's an inevitability. This is a very straightforward fight. Very dank, and with him dead, we gain the Possessed Objects buff, which allows you, when you use your bash, to throw furniture at people yourself and have the same kind of fun the boss was just having. So, with him out of the way and the buff acquired, let's turn on the hard mode for main boss number 2, Prime Sorcerer Vandorallen. Keep your eye on that ice shield that the story NPC casts. That's going to be important later on. For now, tank, taunt the boss, turn it away from the group, everybody else start shooting him in the bum. This tank's got quite a lot of mechanics. He likes to throw lightning things that'll spawn little lightning balls all over the floor. He also does this, which you've seen before in 𝕊𝕌𝔹𝕊ℂ𝐵𝒂𝒎𝒔, where the fire salamanders go out in all directions. Just watch out for them and sidestep them. And then there's this mechanic, the Black Spine Curse. The boss will pick a random person to do this to, and it's a damage over time debuff. It's a heal check, basically. So healer, pay attention to whoever's afflicted. Make sure you communicate and let your healer know that you've got the curse and you need healing, or spam your own self-heal if you don't have a healer. After you've damaged the boss for a while, he's going to turn into a horse and run around the room, leaving fire everywhere. This is where you need to look out for that icy shield, and oh, we've had a whoopsie. Not to worry. Everyone head over to the icy shield, and all those fiery spiders will run over, at which point they will transform from being fire spiders to being weak, brittle ice spiders, and they're a lot easier to kill. Oh, let's see if we can get this res, because that's me, the tank, and you don't want the tank to be dead, otherwise, as you can see, the boss is running around smacking everybody. So, here is the lightning mechanic that you need to look out for. These huge lightning circles the boss creates, don't get too close to them, or a little tether of lightning will jump to you, and it will jump from you to the next person, and so on, like chain lightning. That's not good, so whenever you see those huge lightning circles, everybody needs to move really far away from them until they go away. Here's the fire salamander thing again, watch out for that. And here are these fire spiders. He spawns these periodically all the time, but when he turns into a horse and charges around, that's when he's going to spawn a whole bunch of them that will run around. And at that point, you'll need to look out for that ice shield and get to it as quick as you can. Again, watch out for all these little lightning circles. And whoever is furthest from the boss will have one of these big ones thrown at them. And again, don't be too close to those, because lightning will jump from it to you and from you to anybody who's close to you. To keep it safe, everybody just needs to be as far away from those big lightning circles as possible. Here's the Black Spine Curse again. This time it's on our healer, so that's almost a non-concern because the healer can just laugh and make it go away. Boss is transformed into a horse once again. Here is the ice shield. Everybody needs to head over to this shield and watch as these iron Atronach spiders run into it. They will transform into weak, brittle ice spiders, and they are much, much easier to kill. After a moment, the boss gets off his horse or turns back into a man or whatever he does and runs over to attack everybody again. And this is basically the entire fight, how it goes. Watch out for big giant lightning things and get far away from them so you don't have to deal with the chain lightning. Kill any little spiders that pop up when he's not a horse. When he is a horse, look for the ice shield, get in it, and that way all the spiders that run in will be easier to kill. And until you get the boss down to a little bit under half of his health, this is how the fight goes. Just like that, rinse and repeat. So I'm just going to speed things up until we get to that part. Da-da-da-da-da, all the stuff you already know how to do now. Yakety schmackety, blah blah blah. Here we go. This is the part. So it's a bit under half his health, and you can see there on the left, these fire 𝕊𝕊𝕼𝔼 boys. They're going to spawn all around the room, and each fireball does a bit more damage than the last. It gets to the point where you'll just be one shot. It is absolute priority. Forget the boss. Those things have to die every time they spawn. They are your priority. Black Spine Curse again, so make sure that your self-heals or your healer are paying attention, because that can be quite a nasty dot. And there's also, you're going to see them on the right side of the screen here in the moment, this mechanic that occurs after about half of his health is gone, where some lightning balls are going to chase a player. You can see them there on the right of the screen, and what we discovered later is that if somebody just runs through them real quick, they'll go away, as long as it's not the person being chased. Other than that, just focus on the boss and you're going to see all the same mechanics as before. Whoever's furthest away might get a great big lightning spear thrown at them, which will leave that huge AoE. As soon as that happens, get far away from it so that the lightning doesn't jump from it to you and you to another person. He'll turn into a horse, so look for the icy shield. Everybody get in the shield, and all the fire spiders will run over and turn into ice spiders and become brittle and very, very easy to kill. We're still going to have fire 𝕊𝕼𝕼 boys here and there, those lightning balls, the little lightning circles, the big lightning circles, the black spine curse, the fire salamanders. All of that can still happen at this point, but it is effectively just rinse and repeat through the mechanics until the boss dies. There's no big special execute danger mode or anything like that, so I'm going to speed it up again because it's all the same stuff. La-di-da-di-da, kill the fire 𝕊𝕼𝕼 man, and there we go, very dank, the boss is dead. So you can go and loot all your lockpicks and everything, and we'll head on to the final secret boss. When you get to this area of the map, take the entrance here to Cecilius's shrine, to find yourself face to face with the final secret boss, Eliana Albus. So tank, you know the drill. Taunt her, turn her away from the group. Everybody needs to watch out for all these little poo circles that go out all over the place. If you stand in one of those, you'll be slowed down, and that sucks. There's also this conal attack that will follow whoever's targeted. Should be the tank. Tank, make sure you don't swing it around all over everybody. Sometimes the boss will hold her staff up and shoot little red poo balls at everybody. It's a heal check, so just stay close to your healer or spam your own self-heal and you won't take too much damage. Occasionally, the boss does this mechanic, very similar to the first boss of Graven Deep, where she will create a duplicate of herself just off to the side, kill it real fast, it's not got a whole lot of health, and then get back on the main boss, and those are basically the mechanics. Watch out for all the circles, spam your self-heals or stay close to your healer when she's got her staff up and she's shooting these little red poos at everybody, kill the little duplicate of herself if she creates that, and as always, just tank and spank. It's very, very straightforward. There's almost no way you could fail this one. Here's the little circles again. We've almost got her killed. As you can see, there isn't really too much to this fight. These side bosses are usually tank and spank, and there we go. She is dead. Loot your lockpicks and your new buff, Mother's Rage, which gives you a 25% damage increase for 10 seconds once every minute. Very dank. So let's move on to the final boss and turn on the hard mode for the Squall of Retribution. Now, tank, again, taunt him, turn him away from the group. You basically know what to expect here. It's like most air Atronachs. The majority of mechanics in this fight don't come from the boss himself. He's got a move where he will throw all of his swords. You'll see him fold up like this before he does it. You can just dodge roll or block to avoid the damage from those. He's got a tornado-y 𝕊𝕐𝕼 move where he'll chase the tank, just kite him around and keep him away from everybody else. And after you've damaged him for a bit, he's going to start summoning Atronachs and fire tornadoes. So whenever you kill a fire Atronach, a little ball is going to appear, and you're going to want to synergize that ball right away, which will then give you a dot that you need to self-heal your way through, otherwise you'll die. Like that. But that's okay, this was our first time and we were just learning. What you need to do when you kill an Atronach is immediately synergize the ball that comes from its corpse, because that ball will shoot fireballs at everybody and they do more and more damage over time, each ball doing more damage than the last, until it gets to the point where it just one-shots you. So it's very important that as soon as you kill an Atronach, you synergize the ball and then spam your self-heals or stay close to your healer so that you can survive the dot that you'll have on you. I'm going to mention here that you can also see an ice ball just to the left of Cat. That's actually a visual bug that was left over from a previous pull. It's not there, it's not interactable, but yes, there will be ice balls later on in the fight. Also, keep your eye on these fire tornadoes. They're going to be here for the entire fight. They'll never go away. And watch out for the big fire circles that appear on the floor, because you'll take ramping up damage over time from those as well. Now, when the boss throws all of his swords out during this fire phase, the swords themselves will be on fire too, and that can happen. Let's just fast forward it until we get a res. There we go, very dank. So yes, there is a lot going on in this fight, a lot of fire, a lot of things to avoid, and as you can see, the number of tornadoes has increased, and if you think it's difficult so far, you ain't seen nothing yet. After you've got the boss down to a bit above half his health, he'll change colour from fiery red to icy blue, and at this point the mechanics will change. You won't have to worry so much about fire anymore, although the fire tornadoes will remain for the rest of the fight, but you will have to worry about icy attacks and ice Atronachs that he's going to start spawning as you beat him. Now, you've seen a mechanic he's about to do before with the final secret boss of 𝕊𝕂𝒔𝒑𝒔. He's going to create a huge ring and shrink the amount of safe space that there is. If you stand in this frozen outer ring, you will die. So you've got much less room and you have to move around a lot more because you still need to avoid all these fire tornadoes. However, unlike the final secret boss of 𝕊𝕂𝒔𝒑𝒔, this big circle of ice around the outside isn't permanent and it will go away for a while. Here are the ice Atronachs. So you know the routine. It's just like with the flame Atronachs. You'll need to kill them, and as soon as you've killed it, it's going to leave an ice ball behind, much like the one you can see on the right there. A player will need to synergize that right away, otherwise it'll start shooting ice balls at everybody, which do more and more and more damage until it gets to the point that it one-shots you. But don't be too overzealous in taking these down, because you don't want too many players all having the dots all at once. That way you'll get overwhelmed, your healer will get overwhelmed, and it could lead to a wipe. So just take your time, take out one Atro at a time, survive the synergy, take out the next Atro, survive the synergy dot again, and get back on the boss. Keep your eyes open, watch out for those fire tornadoes, and don't be in them because that's a lot of damage too, and just keep focusing on the boss. Now, at a bit above a quarter health, the boss will change once more. This time he goes all electro mode and he'll start summoning, you guessed it, Storm Atronachs. Same thing again. Take them down and immediately synergize the ball that they leave behind, or it'll be shooting lightning at people, which gets to the point where it one-shots you. So someone has to synergize the ball left behind from the dead Atronach right away. Once that's done, that person will have a dot on them that lasts for a few seconds. Stay near your healer, spam your self-heal, whatever you need to do. Just keep yourself alive at all costs, watch your footing, watch out for these fire tornadoes, and tank, remember when the boss does his big tornado spinny attack, you can't just hold still in that one. It does quite a lot of damage even through blocks, so you'll have to kind of kite and stay ahead of it so that you're not just taking constant damage. Keep in mind the sword throw mechanic as well, and if you see him fold up and then fling his swords, quickly dodge roll or block. He's spawned some more Storm Atros. Consider whether you want to just focus the boss down at this point, or if you need to take out the Storm Atronachs. If the tank can just taunt them and hold them, don't worry about them, and then you can ignore the synergizing ball mechanic and all the rest of it. If the boss is real close to death and you think you can get away with it, absolutely go for it. But as you can see, there's a lot of external mechanics not coming from the boss, but from everything else, and those are really the things that make this fight difficult. The boss himself isn't too bad for the tank. And with that, he is defeated, which is very dank. Go ahead and loot your lockpicks and all your other prizes. Look, we got some laurel and a soul gem. Wow. Very dank. Well, thanks for watching. That's the end of the video. Here's all the stuff that's usually at the end of the video, but you're probably already gone because you saw the boss you needed to kill, and yeah, thanks for watching the part of the video that you watched. If you're still here watching now, why? The video's over. Subscribe to YouTube or something. And yeah, we'll see you next time on Bosses Only.